Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Theory Craft deck list. This one is featuring a combo that I was really excited to try and pull off when I saw the block announced and got all the spoilers. It features Codie, the living Codex, I guess if you will. Pretty awful card. Actually getting to resolve and stay there. It has a pretty neat effect. The main thing that we're going to be playing around is, however, it's not its tapped or paid ability, featuring playing any sort of spell, and in the case of Codie, it would have to be a non-permanent spell because of their text, and then cycling out, exiling cards until you find one that is a lesser cost and playing it. So what we're instead going to do is give this wonderful you can't cast permanent spells to our opponent via the partial combo of this, via Trickster-God's Heist. You may exchange control of 2 target creatures. That's the only part of this that we really care about. Sometimes the secondary part of this saga comes through. We can exchange 2 non-basic, non-creature permanents, maybe this enchantment with another one, and garner a little bit more value that way. And then the target player loses 3 life, gains 3 life is always nice at the end, just to kind of keep us alive for a little bit longer, because we definitely struggle with aggro in this. The other part of the combo is actually Dance of the Manse, a card that I play around with constantly because I absolutely adore artifact decks in general, so this has always been kind of on my radar. If you've forgotten about it, it reads, return up to X target artifact and or non-aura enchantment cards, each with a mana value X or less, from your graveyard to the battlefield. If X is 6 or more, those permanents are 4/4 creatures in addition to their other types. We don't care about that second part at all. All we want to do is pay 4. We want to hit Trickster-God's Heist and Codie. That's the general plan, so we can lock our opponent out of the game. The other things that we can end up grabbing is Deafening Silence. We just run one whole copy of it and maybe a tutelage, just so that way this is actually our win condition, is just slowly milling our opponent out of the game. So we can actually grab all of the enchantments and or artifacts that we want just by paying 4, and making any of them creatures makes them more prone to removal. So we definitely don't want to do that, because that's not, our bomb is not going sideways. So the rest of it just focus on controlling the board as much as possible, Blood Chiefs for a little bit of creature removal, and Planeswalker removal, which I haven't really run into a whole lot of. I have been bouncing between this and Eliminate quite a lot, but for this, I've been enjoying a little bit more success, at least from my point of view, with Blood Chiefs. Duress to find out some information in their hand, because if, important to note, if we run into another control list who is allergic to creatures such as we actually get to run the Necromentia card, which has not seen play anywhere as far as I know, to guarantee us to give them a token that we can swap places with, as this has come in clutch a few times. So we only run 2 of them just to get a quick look. If we ever actually use the ability from Codie, the 99.9% of the time we're hitting a Duress, just because most of our cards are pretty low cost that we're going to cast afterwards. Normally it's a strategic planning, so we hit a Blood Chiefs or a Duress. It's one of the reasons that I lean more towards Eliminate, just so we always get the Duress, but it goes either way. I mean, if this is sitting on the board and allowing it to resolve and lose its summoning sickness and turning it sideways and all of that fun stuff, we're probably already pretty far ahead to begin with. So it is what it is, but that's basically the gist of it. It's just a bunch of control, and getting as much value out of that control as possible. Drown in the Lock is a great card for this. Feed the Swarm is great for those exile decks, because Yorion is still extremely popular and everybody loves Banishing Light. So just running 2 of this in there just to make sure we get rid of them. Occasionally gets rid of a pesky creature that we just don't have removal for, that I can't quite kick Blood Chiefs for, and that's fine. We won lots of draw. This is a dual combo for us, because Thirst for Meaning, it draws 3 cards, and we discard 1 typically by discarding an enchantment, because we want this in the graveyard. So if we can expedite that on turn 3, it's fantastic. And then we can just throw down Codie. It eats removal immediately as long as it's not exiled. That's perfect. So then we have 2 turns to just kind of control the board state on turn 4-5 to build up into our 6 cost cast of Dance of the Manse. We have some, of course, mill, which is our real win condition. I have won exactly one time with this deck by going sideways with the opponent's creature. Some counter spells, kind of hit and miss again. It really just depends. This has been the one, again, that's been winning me the most games, but I've been running some life gain exiling effects like Erebos and things like that. Doomscar, totally fine. Blood on the Snow, and they're totally fine. Wiper, this one is important to note that it targets planeswalkers, just in case we run into those pesky planeswalkers that we don't really have a lot of interaction with. And the Magic Mirror is a nice one drop in case we do gas out for whatever reason, which sometimes happens. This is a nice card to have in our back pocket to occasionally just bring out and play. Our mana base isn't the best. We cover the best on curve play style or play amount for blue and I believe white sources, but we don't. No, excuse me, that would be black sources. One of them is missing the perfect on curve if I wanted to cast Doomscar on turn 5, the appropriate amount of lands, and that's simply because, well, like most of you, I don't have all those rares, those rare lands, very few as a matter of fact. So I did what I could to make it work the best for what we're doing. But this is a very slow, grindy deck, but it is exceptionally hilarious when Codie is down. They've just played their big creature that they're all excited to play with, and you dance to the Manse, get Codie, get Tricksters, swap it out, you take their big bomb, and then they can't play permanent spells. The biggest weakness of this deck is truly just having enough mana or letting that actually resolve in a way that they don't just immediately kill their own Codie, but it works out because you get a ton of value. You make them basically pass their turn and burn removal on the Codie that they don't want to kill, and they still have to kill whatever you stole from them, especially if it's something big that they have to deal with straight away. And we can always do it multiple times. We have multiple Dance of the Manse. I would love to run 3, but it's just a dead card 99% of the time. So as you can see, this is an exceptionally balancing effect towards the end of not working a lot of the time. But when it does, it's hilarious. And that's all we're about. So hopefully down the road, maybe I'll get some more wild cards or try a different color combination and see how it can work out. But a lot of people, especially me, have wanted to make Codie work because it's everything that I love in a card. It's janky, it has really weird rules, it's an artifact, it hits all 5 colors, so it's perfect, and I want to make it work in some way, so this is my attempt at that. So hopefully we find some good games and you can see it in action. Pretty decent starting end. I think we can make this work for the most part. Strategic planning will definitely help with that. Playing Necromantia or Mentia is not the world's biggest thing to play, but we do have some removal, some play around stuff. So probably on turn 2, what I'll end up doing is foretelling, saw it coming first, and go from there. Whenever our opponent decides that their hand is good enough and makes a decision. There we go. They've done it. So white is probably the least favorite color I enjoy playing against on this, just because they go, and it's exiled. We're just going to go ahead and Blood Chief's Thirst that immediately. So it's most likely an Orzhov Angels list. It might be just mono white. It in fact looks like it is mono white. Life gain. What we'll go ahead and do, we could start getting our value now. We need more blue sources than we need black sources, so we're going to go ahead and just throw this down. This will give us value for drawing the lock to potentially remove the Splendor Mare anyway, and since they're playing a bunch of creatures, Necromantia is not really going to do a whole lot for us, so we'll chuck that. Plus it also builds towards the Magic Mirror being able to be a reduction in cost and eventually cast it. Okay. That is A-okay, and they got all the goodies. Great. Great. Yeah, so it's definitely a life gain deck. Probably the Angel of Mercy or whatever the hell that card's called. I always forget. I think what we're going to go ahead and do, this doesn't really do too much. It does infinitely scale, I'm not so worried about this. So what I'm going to do, we're going to drown and lock this bad boy. And then play up our clear water, and I still don't really feel like we need to draw that yet. This will also allow us to just play strategic planning next turn and counter whatever else they play, getting us a little bit more time bought because we're in the desperate need of just going ahead and finding a board clear. And there's all those wonderful exile effects that I've come to know and love. And we're only putting one of them into our hand, so I will happily take that. We have one of our combo pieces in the graveyard now, which is fantastic. We're on our way to being able to cast Blood on the Snow. I could be greedy about this, and I think I will be, just to try and find an untapped land on the top. We're gonna probably Thirst for Meaning anyway, and there's our value from Saw It Coming. So that will buy us the extra turn that we need. They do have pump effects, so we might just be dead, and we do hit it, so we hit the untapped land off the top because we're just the best, honestly. And we can Blood on the Snow. But we're in trouble, that's for sure. We can Magic Mirror and Thirst. And they're just doing that. That's interesting. They're just using their Castle Ardenvale to pop that. There's a good chance that that just immediately dies. We'll wait till their end step to Thirst for Meaning. But there's a good chance that this just gets exiled. They are running Elspeth, as we saw earlier, in the discard pile. So nothing too crazy. Hopefully we get the other pieces of the combo. All right, we only need one more. And here, I think the better play is just the board clear, because they are running pump effects. So I'm not super excited about them having any sort of board presence. We don't want that either. If they're using their Castle Ardenvale to grab up tokens to place anything down, yeah, they're just in top deck mode. So we're gonna do our best to make sure that that stays that way. We're going to outvalue them with the Magic Mirror and not even get the combo off and just mill them instead. And with another Tefts, we should just win. And another board clear. The person who's snoring is running the mono white life gain deck with angels. Yes. Yes, because my deck is less original than yours. I forgot. and they scoop it up, and rightly so. On to the next one. What do we got here? Pretty bad opening hand, but we do have a way to chuck what we need to get rid of. So some information gathering, things of that nature. So we'll keep it, see where it takes us. Hopefully it takes us somewhere nice and not immediately to conceding. We'll have to wait and find out. All right, so they're on black reds so far. Rakdos at the very least. I wonder if this is a person after my own heart who's running something Jund for no other reason than trying to make Jund work. We do have a turn 2 play now. I will be happy to use strategic planning. With that, we will use hopefully a enchantment into our graveyard, the Trickster's Heist. Hopefully. Chuck Codie. Chuck Codie. Put Codie in the graveyard for us, baby. Come on. That's where we want it to go. Whatever they toss away here, it's going to tell me the most of what they're afraid of. And they get rid of Drown in the Lock. Why? Like, out of all cards to get rid of, that's extremely weird. I'm not really worried about Magic Mirror right now. It will put them into the graveyard. I'll take it. I mean, there's a good chance that they throw that out. We do get 3 instants and or sorceries into the graveyard for that one cast, so it's extremely strong in that regard. But yeah, we'll see where the party takes us. We're not going to have any turn 2 plays. Not super worried about any of this. I will play Codie. Will I? Probably just going to burn removal on him immediately. We'll give it a go. See what happens. Or maybe they just ignore him since they have flying. Yeah, they're just gonna burn removal. Perfect. They waste mana. Not another creature. I am a-okay with that. As we can't Doomscar it up quite yet anyway. So what I'm going to do is we're gonna thirst for meaning before we do anything else. And hopefully find some value. Well, that's some stuff. What we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna get rid of, with priority, things that they already know. We have a double white source, so we'll get rid of this and the Temple of Deceit for now. And we'll go ahead and slam down our Hengate pathway. Next turn we'll be able to Doomscar, unless they have another Agonizing Remorse or anything of that nature to check our hand. We're getting our ass kicked by the Nighthawk Scavenger, as every single time we put any cards in our graveyard, which we really want to do, we proceed to get our ass kicked. So it's a bad time. This will happily be a blue source. We'll go ahead and burn that instantaneously. I doubt they have any sort of effect that keeps them alive. Perfect. That was their only creature this whole time. We have more value. I think keeping Saw It coming up and then slamming down the Magic Mirror is going to be a lot more valuable for us here. But we'll have to wait and see. Our opponent drawing 1 new card. What we're going to do is we're going to foretell that immediately. And we will happily keep the Drown in the Lock. They only have 3 cards, so they think that the only Saw It coming that we have is the one in our foretell there. We will happily just counter that. That's a-okay with me. They're just doing that to burn it, which is fine. Probably to resolve a creature, but it puts another card into their graveyard. So we can play this and keep a counter spell up. They haven't played anything super terrifying yet, so we will go ahead and do that. They know we have Drown in the Lock, though. Oh, and I will discard a card. That will be Blood on the Snow. Yeah. I don't really care about sweepers if they're only going to play 1 card. Oh, and we get even better Blood Chief's Thirst. Perfect. We don't even have to worry about anything. Just chuck that down and keep all of our cards up if we can. Everything's instant speed, no reason to tap out. We could have foretold Saw It coming. Don't think we need to. Magic Mirror will proceed to carry us and then promptly kill us as we draw far too many cards. So we have to find our win condition quickly. Along with the tools and mana to actually properly cast them. It looks like that they have some graveyard interaction, and we're gonna go ahead and say, no. Stop it. Perfect. Honestly, casting Ardent Veil isn't going to really do a whole hell of a lot for us. I will main phase this just in case we hit a Tefts off the top. We do not, so we will chuck 2 cards, and that will be a feed and a... There we go. I doubt they're running any enchantments that I really have to worry about, but we have multiple ways of stopping any cards that they want to resolve, and they're in top deck mode, so typically it's only going to be 1 card that we have to worry about. And I will Drown in the Lock. Lillian. Just in case, for whatever reason, we don't get the value that we are looking for, and we are currently not getting that value in any capacity. We're actually going to mill ourselves first. Yep, we totally are. We will get rid of Castle Vantris and another land. Play strategic planning just to see. There we go. Finally, we finally have an answer. So unfortunately, if I would have sequenced correctly, we would have had enough mana to play strategic planning and done that, but I wanted to scry first, but you can't know what you don't know. We're going to go ahead and duress since we do have at least something in there to deal with. The only one that is worth dealing with is the Heartless Act. The other card we do not care about, because it won't be enough to kill Codie or anything else that we play. Heartless Act will just outright kill. And that will be another Drown in the Lock. There we go. There's some cards. Hey, cards. Still no Codie counter. I don't know if this is going to be fast enough, unfortunately. I really think that it won't be. We don't need Deafening Silence. They are completely gassed on their hand. And then we will go ahead and play that as a blue source and keep our sock coming up. Just in case. And there they go. There's a bajillion cards milled for our opponent, and we still, with only 13 cards left in our deck, have not hit our combo. And this is why I've considered running Grim Tutor. But our opponent explodes, so that's all there is to it. Still haven't gotten our combo off, but we will soon. Soon. We can do it soon. Either way, we'll see what the next opponent has in store for us. All right, what do we got? I think this is an okay hand. We'll go ahead and keep this. I don't feel bad about keeping this in any real way. Top Deck Dream 904. He's perfected the art of the perfect circular windmill off the top, I'm sure. We'll just proceed to outplay us. That is, if they even go ahead and play a damn card. Because everybody knows that turn one is the most nerve-wracking and difficult play, where you play a land and pass 90% of the time. It's just so difficult. There they are. That's a really good draw for us because we can just chuck Trickster-God and get a lot of value. And we're on some Simic stuff. Maybe Tamir. Let's go ahead and see what we got. I will happily take another land off the top. That is a-okay with me. So we have our double white source now, and we have on our way to our triple blue. What does our opponent play? Telecard. That is not what I would have liked to have seen, but unfortunately, that's what it's going to be today. We're going to go ahead and chuck down the Trickster-Gods, and then be promptly flooded in what can only be described as the swamps. So we'll see. This might be just strategic planning, or not strategic planning. I forget the 4-cost foretell card. Behold the Multiverse. There we go. This is, you all know what card I'm talking about. Extremely valuable, very good staple in just about every deck that runs a blue source. And they opt. They're still gonna have to discard down a card. And get rid of a land, and we do have the opportunity to go ahead and check out their hand right now. So what I will do is we'll play another blue source. We're gonna foretell this bad boy. And then take a quick gander. This is probably out of order. I should have duressed first. What is happening? They're actually banned. Interesting. Well, Shark Typhoon can go away. We don't want them cycling that, getting any value. There's no other real threat in here. Primal Empathy doesn't mean a damn thing to me unless they miraculously play a creature, and they did not. So that is a-okay with me. Gonna go ahead and throw down another Thirst. And we're gonna chuck another Trickster-God. And now here's where things could be really interesting. We could play Deafening Silence because they want to pump a bunch of cards. I don't know if that's the play. We're out of draw. We won't have a play otherwise, and it's not like we're going to be playing a bunch of things anymore. There's another Thirst for Meaning on top. I will go ahead and play Deafening Silence, just in case they do want to play all kinds of stuff. This will kind of help slow them down, especially if they do play a creature and they just want to pump it 18 times. We'll be able to stop that. Potentially buying us more time. If we're able to give them Codie, they have a lot of value for searching, but their main way of dealing with us looks to be going wide, which they're not going to be doing anytime soon. So if they are just missing and missing and missing, just like we don't need Castle Lockthwain at all, I believe. We might need the Necromentia just to get rid of Stolen by Fae. We will chuck our Clearwater for now. Right now we're in a battle of value. So we're just trying to find our value as quickly as possible. And there is a card for them. I will go ahead and probably just kill it. Yeah, I don't think that we want to deal with them having any ramp or a creature for Primal Empathy. Strategic planning, what do you find us? Well, you found us a solution. Fortunately, our Deafening Silence is not going to allow us to play it. We do not need Castle Ardenvale, and now we don't have any instant speed reactions. We can just play it. They are running white, so there's a chance that they're able to exile this. We will get rid of... We'll get rid of Blood on the Snow. We already have another board clear, and Necromentia might actually be... And there's the Banishing Light! They always have it. Always. But we do have the counter spell. Deafening Silence gives us a lot of value. We're really set up to take over this game entirely. Just if we can do so. Their ramping isn't the end of the world for me. We'll keep the Drown the Lockup. They're going to try and play this. If we get another Duress, or better yet, if they don't ever find a creature, we're just going to Necromentia. The problem with that is that eventually we're going to allow them to pump up something gigantic, and, well, probably our Codie that we're going to give them. but we'll see. We continue to mill. A Dream Trawler, too, and a Shatter the Sky discarded out of that. And I will get rid of our Doomscar, honestly. Looks as and Midnight Clock, yeah. What is their deck trying to accomplish? It's such a strange thing of, I want to go wide, but I also want to control the board state. And running sweepers in something where you want to go wide is can't be countered. Right. That's fine. We'll just board wipe that. Not the end of the world. We could just kill it. Yeah. Get out of here. Bad Snick. They only have 1 mana up. Do they have the hexproof? Okay. I will happily pay the 3. All right. We continue our mill extravaganza. What is happening? And yep, they scoop. They're just out of there. And honestly, I was able to keep drawing better than them, and that's the Scrylands and the strategic planning and Thirst for Meaning and all of that stuff. Very confused on what they were trying to attempt with it, and why they aren't just having a few simple little creatures down, but I like that they're trying something new. Shout out to this person, Top Deck Dream 904, for actually trying something new in Magic the Gathering instead of net decking. Shout out to them. Let's see what our next opponent has in store. Ooh, this might be a tough keep. With Temple of the Seed, we'll be able to find maybe a land that can do us some work. But it's not looking great. to be completely honest, it's not looking fantastic in any real way. Do I want to keep this? I think we can swing it. Give it a go. Maybe we'll pull a land off the top and the panic will subdue. We did. Can't really complain about that. We're basically 2 turns behind though, unless they don't play any more scryed lands. All right. Probably cats and dogs, if I had to guess. Ooh, fantastic. We'll actually keep that because it keeps us, our Castle Ardenvale from coming untapped. And gives us that double white source that we desperately want. Ooh, a Sevla. This card is very fun. Look at the top 4 cards. You may cast a spell from them without paying the mana cost. Put that on the battlefield. And it's a bad time. By casting or without the cost. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to go ahead and just continue to do this. We're going to go ahead and slam down for tail and go from there. Obviously, casting would imply that it resolves onto the battlefield. It's a +1 Naya? What's happening? I'm interested in where this deck is going. How it would like to achieve its goals. They didn't even ramp. They could have ramped for free. Interesting. Either way, we will go ahead and slam down our Snuffcover Plains and just board wipe. Don't want them to get any value from that because it is terrifying. But I'm genuinely surprised that they pushed the envelope there the way that they did. Also interesting just to slam a Gem Razor down. We will go ahead and scry. What do we got? We do not need that. And there's maybe a chance next turn, because I cannot wait till this card cycles out. It's everything that I hate. There's a, yeah, you know what? It's going to be a creature. Their entire deck seems creature based. I have a creature killer. We'll foretell both. We're going to eat the 4 no matter what. Thank God that's not the destroy target land. That would have been extremely disappointing. But gain life based on the highest creature's HP total that you have under your control. Not the end of the world. We will continue to scry it up. I don't think we care about that, honestly. And we will go ahead and Doomscar. We have a slot coming for any big scary things. Potentially a bean growth giant? Maybe. I mean, they're pretty much gassed at this point. Yeah. So we're just going to thirst for meaning on our main. Our thirst finds more thirst. Wow. They have plenty of creatures. I don't think we need Necromentia, and we'll get rid of a strategic planning, and we will go ahead and slam down that. We'll keep up land here just in case we need to saw it coming. We could have played the strategic planning here, but I kind of want to thirst instead. I don't think I care about that. We'll counter it anyway. So technically a missed sequence, but I wanted to thirst for meaning if they didn't top deck. We have card advantage heavily now, which is great because we're in control deck. And we proceed to still not have our combo. Oh my, we're getting so close. I believe, yep, that's one piece. So close, by the way. We'll go ahead and strategic planning here. We'll grab up the land, I guess. As we continue desperately to look for literally anything. And our opponent says, your go. All right. What are we looking for here? We are not getting rid of that. We will happily get rid of the Temple of Enlightenment and the... Sure, it doesn't really matter which one we get rid of. And we will go ahead and slam down the tutelage. I would be very surprised if they didn't have some way of destroying this, just main deck enchantment removal. Put on the snow. See you later. Ah, it's Naya Giants. So I was right in my guess. Interesting. I would play the Magic Mirror here, but we don't have any interaction for anything that resolves while getting rid of our Blood on the Snow. So keeping up the counter spell is a little bit more valuable here for me. That's fine. Whatever they scry, doesn't matter. Yeah, they're better off just putting it on top every single time. They might scoop here. They've seemed kind of on the edge the whole time, regardless. Whatever they scry on top, I'm going to discard immediately just by drawing a card on my turn. And we have Castle Vantris now to scry it up if we so desire. We do not have to foretell our card if we do not need to, and if they don't play anything worth countering, we can go ahead and Castle Vantris scry to go ahead and find answers. That is going to be a no from me. Gem Razor, be gone. No. Stop it. All right. What do we got? Trying to lock now for more counter. We'll be able to counter anything in their deck, basically, as we continue to draw every land on the surface of the sun. Pass again. Yeah, one piece of our combo. 30 cards. I mean, we're not running full play sets of them by any means. I will let that resolve, honestly. We'll Blood Chief's Thirst it. Keep our counterspell. Counterspell's more important to me here. Unbelievable. And we'll foretell here, just let them know, hey, you like counterspell? Go to next. We're not even we're running, I guess you could say 6 counterspells, but with Magic Mirror, it's just generating so much value. Yep. And they scoop. Still no combo, but we'll see what the next opponent has. Maybe we'll be able to combo them. See you in the next one. What do we have? Not the world's greatest opening hand, but we do have a way of chucking Codie directly into the graveyard, so maybe we can pull that off. Strategic planning, which we will happily cast next turn. What say the strategic planning? Ah, yes. 2/3 of our combo. Finally. Is it happening? Are we doing it? We even have removal for this. God damn it. Oh, is this a transmog deck, maybe? Rakdos transmog deck? I don't know what this is. Not so sure. that I want to burn this, but maybe it's a sacrifice. Maybe it's that Bastion of Remembrance, like sacrifice sort of deck. We don't lose any HP after feed the swarm, so it's not the end of the world. Maybe it's even Jund. Oh, it's just, I don't know what's happening. Things are happening. Things are happening. We will go ahead and play another blue source. This will give us some HP that we'll desperately need. It's not thirst. Oh yeah, there you go. Honestly, I might just slam down Codie just so they remove it for me at this rate. Embercleave, I would imagine. Anything? Or just a hand filled with a removal? Probably destroy target creature, scry 2. And we're just gonna discard Codie. We don't want to give them value off of that. As far as I know, there's no red foretell. At least red foretell that's any good. You can go ahead and do not pass go, do not collect $200, and there we go. And just in case, we'll play this. I've seen Deafening Silence in these games. I'm running one copy more than I've seen Dance of the Manse. By the way, I just want to put that out there. It's the only card we need. Get the combo. Can we do it? So technically this turn we're not taking any damage. This is almost like poison the cup or whatever. What do we have? Our opponent's playing in full control and has no idea how to pass priority, which is pretty fun. There we go. I will go ahead and chuck the duress, even though I don't want to. I wanted to keep it to see what was going on in the hand. I think the land here is more valuable. Incredible. Oh yeah, right, I have an instant speed card in my hand. Oh yeah, gotta keep passing priority. What's happening? Hi, if this is you, if you're the person watching this and you do this every single time, note that I'll never stop bitching about you and players like you. And if that bothers you, I have bad news. What are we looking at? So far, not a whole lot of value. Why is there a Sharknado in there? We still have Drown in the Lockup. At this point, it might be worth casting. They might have Artifact Hate. Maybe. They definitely have. That's definitely Poison in the Club. Or Cup. Or whatever it's called. The Foretell 1 mana 2 black. Maybe I can find a sweeper, who knows? I'm not... Oh, are they Grixis? What's that? Wait, what? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, they're Grixis. Oh no. Oh man, they've been stuck the whole time. We have no business winning this game. None. Not any. Oh no. What do we got in that old hand? The bolts and all that wonderful gloriousness. They have artifact. Oh, they don't. Heartless Axe, feed the swarm. Uh oh. Why wouldn't you use this? Goodbye. Did they forget it interacts with enchantments? Huh? Very strange. So they'll probably burn removal on this. If I had to guess. Which is kind of what I want them to do. I'm hoping I find one of our board clears sometime this century. Maybe. If not, we're just gonna die. Yeah, land. That's what I ordered. That's what I meant when I said board clear. Silly me. Right. Well, there's a Crocsgood that we have to fucking counterspell next turn. That's really bad. We'll go ahead and Blood Chiefs. Yeah, we cannot let that bad boy resolve. Let's keep Stray on the lockup. Yes. Burn removal, or don't play Crocsgood. It's up to you. They should be burning this removal here to scry. They're actually gonna murderous rider. Okay. Fine with me. Not the play I would have made, but okay. But they're just saving Crocsgood. And another. Okay. Well, we draw 4 cards here. Maybe we'll find something useful. No? All right. Yeah. What's Dance of the Manse? Huh? What's that card? There's blood on the snow. We don't really want that. At this rate, I'm ready to die. I am ready to perish for our complete lack of being able to draw anything. I mean, our opponent's having just a bad time as we are, to be fair. So, I can't complain too much. All right, they're going for Crocsgood. Let's go. Not forget to go ahead and play that. Ah, yes. Still no Dance of the Manse. We're doing it. Oh! There it is. Opa. Ah, yes. All right. So we pay our 4. We grab up Trickster-Gods. Grab up Trickster-God. Tricksters both times. Go ahead and play both. And then we're going to swap you and you. And then map. Take action. Take action. So now they can't do anything, which is pretty neat. They're going to go ahead and play this. And we might die, but I just wanted to get it off. You know? I just wanted to believe. If they have a shock, we die. Do they have it? Oh wait, no, we're just dead. I thought I had 4 HP. Maybe they don't see it. Oh my god, they don't see it. Oh my god. Please, 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 please fuck up. Oh, this would be great, because I threw. I've just wanted to play the combo the whole time. All I wanted. I was gonna, the dream? How don't they just kill me? It's fine. Everything's fine. Fine. You get a stern dismissal for free. They can't play anything else. They can't play it because of my deafening silence. They literally can't do anything unless they play a creature. All right, now we're gonna burn this, and we're gonna look for Croxa. Not in their hand. Perfect. Wow, they only have 1 copy. Let's go ahead and get rid of it. Yeah, let's do that, and then let's scry it up. Don't want that. No counter spells, which is alarming. Yeah, we can't do that. Right? Yeah, okay. I didn't throw it back to back. It's fine. So what's happening right now is they can't cast any permanent spells. But they can kill the Codie with their 1 spell. That's what I'm trying to avoid. This is fine. They can't cast anything else. That's it for them. They didn't even really do what they needed to do. So that's their 1 spell. You get 1 spell a turn with Codie down. And then I can go ahead and pay with cast an Ardenvale. Again. And then we gain 6 life next turn, which gives us a little bit of breathing room. Also, they couldn't have killed us with Croxa because they had Codie. I'm doing it. It's fine. I've only been trying to get this to work for about 2.5 hours. Oh, and now they'll tap him. The problem is Deafening Silence says you can't cast more than 1 non-creature spell per turn. So that's it. That's all she wrote. They're so confused on why they cannot play it. They even have an Eat to Extinction. They could have killed it and gotten it out of there, but they just don't know what's happening. they have no clue what to do. The panic. It's perfect. They've had like multiple different ways of getting rid of this Codie, and they just haven't done so. They have no idea how the card works, and it's just these two guards locking them out. This is why we need in-game chat right here. So I can just pop them like, you can't play anything because of deafening silence. Nice. Hello. Are they scooping? They're not, but I think they've realized what the combo is now. At this rate, it's better just to play our strategic planning to look for our counterspell. And it is the magic mirror. They have a card left. There we go. This will stop them from being able to do any of the mean things that they would like to do. And that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up, which is not enough, so we're not going to pay that foretell cost. And we're not going to attack. So this is why Deafening Silence is really good in this deck, by the way, because even when they get the extra, it says you may cast that card without paying its mana card, and you cannot cast more than one a turn. So it even stops Codie from being good. And just, if people don't realize what's happening, they just exile the card that they find. And they're out of there. They scoop. They have no way of winning. The only way that they could get it back is by the exile to extinction. Getting rid of the Codie there or bouncing it back, but they never hit a blue source. So, you know, it just took us like 4 or 5 games to get the combo, and we finally got the combo against a Grixis deck that never drew a blue source. So, you know, it's very good. That's what I'm trying to say. I think this would work better with a different color combination, probably ramp in some sort of way. The biggest issue for me, and the reason that I really leaned into Esper, is I don't have enough board clears to make something other than Esper work. We have 4 Doomscars. I would like Blood on the Snows and probably Extinction Events to round it out, and then I would probably go Sultai just for ramp. We'd still have access to all the things that we are using, and we'd have access to wonderful enchantments that find us forests. We would have all kinds of goodies, so it would be super duper useful. We'd also get the Eureka moment, which is also ramp, draw 2, 4 cost instant. It's really nice, but either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video and all that jazz. I've been talking about doing these for a long time, so I'm hoping to make these kind of semi-regular, take that with a grain of salt, uploads on these, and we'll see where it takes us. But have a good one, be safe, and I'll catch you in the next vid. Bye.